Hey yo, it's the man again, Walker, Walker's Waves, Walker's Way Weight Training. Today, I'm coming at y'all with a video. Got a lot of questions in my DMs up on my Instagram. Make sure to, if you're not following me up on my Instagram, make sure to do that at Walker's Waves for a lot more wave pics, tutorials, and other motivational pictures and stuff. Today, we're going to be talking about what to do on how to get silky waves after you shampoo your hair. Okay, so obviously this is I washed my hair yesterday, and there's nothing in my hair right now. I have nothing in my hair, so it's a little dry. When your hair is dry, this is when you first wake up too. It takes a while for your hair to get silky. So I mean, if you're trying to do this in one day, you need to do this like first thing in the morning. That way you have a better chance of having silky waves, because it doesn't take long to have silky waves. You can do it in one day, or I say at least 8 hours. So the first thing that you want to do is that you want to make sure that your hair is super clean. So, just go and wash it, do the wash and go if you want, just don't put anything in it afterwards. Now, the first thing that you're going to need to get silky waves is that you're going to need some natural oil. I'm using virgin coconut oil. You can use olive oil, tea tree, anything that's natural. Don't use a product. Don't use any chemicals. You want something natural because you're trying to bring out your natural shine. Every black waver at least has a natural HD wave to their hair. They do. It takes natural oils for us to bring it out. If you put a product or chemicals on your hair like pomade and stuff, your hair will shine, but it's not going to give it that HD effect. It will clunk up your ropes, and you'll be not really satisfied with the way it looks, especially once you take the do-rag off, you will, but once you start to brush your hair and you take pictures of it, you're going to be like, something is missing. So this is what's missing. We need something natural up in our hair to make sure that our hair and scalp is going to stay healthy. Now, after you take the do-rag off, what I see a lot of guys doing is that they take the do-rag off and, they might start brushing. It's not what you want to do. My hair is not ready to be brushed yet. I have a lot of ropes, and since I'm a coarse hair waver, everything is really stuck up on the scalp. So we want to bring the hair off of the scalp. So what you want to do is you want to have a comb too. Brushing with oil is not going to work because, in my opinion, you should only, as coarse hair wavers, we should only wet our hair once or twice a week. That's about it, for real. So, to get a chemical in your hair, you really have to open up your pores. That's not what you have to do with a natural product. With a natural oil, you don't have to put a hot towel on your hair to open up your pores. All you have to do is make sure that the oil is getting on to the comb, and the comb will do the work since the comb is going to touch your scalp. So it's kind of automatically going to open up your pores anyway without the need of H2O, which will dry out our hair, which is not going to bring out HD waves. If we do rag back up with H2O on our hair, you're not going to have that silky wave effect. So what you want to do is that you want to apply some oil to your comb. Start with the crown. Yeah, my hair is a little thick. I'm kind of on a wolf right now. I need to get me some more of this too. Kind of running low. Catches up with you. Make sure that when you comb, try to go with the grain if your hair is over a 2. Okay. Now, if your hair is shorter than that, you can go against the grain. That's not a problem. But once your hair is over 2, you kind of want to not mess up the pattern. You just want to go with your pattern at all times. There's no need to confuse the hair at a certain length. Okay? It's cool to confuse the hair when your hair is shorter to fix your connections and, get the ropes to connect. But once you're at a certain length of hair, going against the grain can cause you to lose progress. So always remember that. Once it's over a 2, or if you're woofing, you don't go against the grain. Because I used to go against the grain a lot, and that didn't really work. So it kind of made things worse a little bit. And instead of closing my crown, going against the grain was kind of opening up my crown more and more. So that's a little useful tip I'm telling y'all wavers to do if your hair is over 2. Going against the grain is, you really got to be a master at it. So it didn't work for me. So I'm just here to help. I'm telling y'all what worked for me. This is what Walker do. What other wavers do is what they do, but since y'all on my channel, this is what Walker do. Walker's way. And it does work though. I'm telling you. It works. I'm not saying that products don't work. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you can get more out of your hair by staying natural. You can get a lot more out of your hair by staying natural. It's kind of like with bodybuilding, If you start lifting weights and you were to take supplements and steroids, you're not going to be as good as you could have been if you would just do it naturally at first. Always remember that, okay? Now, I'm not calling pomades or grease steroids, but they are supplements that aren't natural. Even the natural ones, it's still a supplement. Don't believe the hype on certain stuff. Nothing will lay your hair down like hard work, consistency, and dedication to your own natural hair. Okay, once everything is starting to look silky, because you don't want to totally drench your hair. You don't want to drench it with this stuff. That's why this lasts me. Woofing, this whole thing with woofing and waving, this should last you about a half of a year. It shouldn't really take that much. You don't have to drench your hair with it. You want to make sure you get the most of it around the crown. Because we have a lot of hair around our crown. If the crown is not moisturized, then you're not going to have that HD wave look. If you want silky waves, the number one thing that we have to have is a healthy scalp. Once we have a healthy scalp, that's going to bring out healthy hair. So once you have healthy hair, you want to feed it healthy natural oil or butter. Okay? Make sure that when you comb too, you come all the way down on your sides. See, a lot of guys might stop right there, and they have a lot of forks around here. You got to come all the way down. Yeah, so you got to scratch your ear. You just got to get used to that. As wavers, we got to scratch our ears. Your ears should be sore after a good brush or comb session. Your ears should be sore. That's how you know you're doing it right. Okay? There's nothing wrong with that. That means that you're making sure that all your ropes are going to be connected all the way down. Okay? You have to have them all the way down connected. Okay? You don't want a half rope. That's like me having this lined up but not having my sides lined up. It's not going to look as good. So make sure to, comb and brush all the way down. Okay. Now that we got most of the oil in, most of it is in, you want to do the last step and make sure that our hairline is oily up too. See, a lot of guys, they miss that part of it, and you don't want this to crust out because this is more visibly touching the wave cap a lot. That might not be clean because we can't wash our wave caps every single day. So, you kind of want to make sure that our scalp is really, really healthy and moisturized right towards the hairline. Okay. Okay. Now that the combing is over with some natural oil, like I said, butter, oil, tea tree oil, it doesn't matter. Just make sure it's natural. First thing that we need to do is that we need to get a hard brush. Okay? Now, with the hard brush, we're going to brush in the same pattern as we did with the comb. Now, they might not look, if your waves are thick, they might not start looking HD, but they will. Just bear with me to the end, and you'll see the difference. Another thing that I would advise, that I see a lot of guys not really doing sometimes, is that, they'll spend one time on one side of their hair, and that's not really a healthy practice. Okay? If you've been brushing for decades, yeah, but if you're just starting out waving, just brush 360, whatever wave pattern that you want. That way, every side is getting the right attention. Okay? If you have one bad side, you brush that side more at the beginning, but still all sides should get the same amount of brushing. Okay? And if you're having problems laying your waves down to the sides, I would advise to be careful with doing fades, faded high top, tapers and stuff. Because see, when we fade our hair, when you take the clippers and you go against the grain, that's cutting off progress. You see, if I was to fade this up, if I was to take this fade up, I'm going to cut about at least 2 or 3 ropes. That's like 2 or 3 hours worth of brushing my hair over the past 2 or 3 months. Yeah. Anytime you go against the grain, you're cutting ropes. Okay? I'm not saying that it can't be done, but I'm saying as natural coarse hair wavers, you really don't want to go against the grain at all, because our hair is so thick. It's so used to going one direction. If you take it another direction with a certain length of hair, you're gonna take away progress. And you don't want to take away progress. When you brush like this, and you're trying to achieve, I'm brushing like this for hours. Hours on hours, weeks. Why would I want to cut these waves for a fade? See, when I fade this down, if you do this often, getting waves on your sides or on the back of your head is going to be harder over time. It gets harder and harder because we keep confusing the hair by fading it up. Okay? So if you want true 360 waves all around your head, stop getting fades. Stop it. It's just hurting you, and it's hurting your pattern. There is no grease. I repeat, there is no grease that can hold a pattern that's not set in. If you want a good HD grease wave pattern, your pattern has to already be set in. If you take supplements on top of not having a base foundation on your body's not going to look right. Okay, now, to change the texture of your hair, you have to brush more. But that's not with a particular one brush. You have to make sure that if you're trying to change the texture of your hair to look from nappy and coarse to silky and HD, you need to use multiple texture brushes. So from the hard brush, we're just going to switch over to a soft brush. Now see, what this is doing is that this is kind of confusing the hair in a healthy way, because it's keeping your ropes in line. Okay? With a different texture brush, what's happening now is that we're nitpicking the hairs that the hard brush would have missed. Like the little frizz hairs. The frizzies, you've heard of that term. Frizzies, frizz hair. It's more common with coarse hair wavers, aka nappy hair, because our hair is very, very sensitive. That's why I was telling you guys about, putting H2O on our hair. Our hair is very, very sensitive, so it's gonna soak that up like a sponge, because our hair texture is like a sponge, It's going to soak stuff up. So if you give your hair chemicals, your hair is going to soak it up. As a coarse hair waver, if you give your hair grease, it's going to soak it up to where when you brush it naturally, it's just not going to react. And that's going to make your brush sessions obsolete, because your hair has soaked up all the chemicals or the pomade. And that will make doing this kind of nearly impossible unless you wash it out. Getting HD wave, silky wave, the natural way. Everything should flow like butter. you don't switch brushes until you see visible ropes. See, like right now, from when we first started, you guys should start to see I'm starting to get more ripples and ropes down towards the sides now. You see that? Now, that's what you want. That's how you know that your hair is ready to be do-ragged up, to lay it down so that our nappy, coarse hair can suck the oil into the hair. So when you take the wave cap off, there's nothing on your hair except for visible, silky HD waves. No grease needed. Like I was saying, as the brush session continues, change brushes. Different texture. Same strokes for HD waves. You can change the texture of your hair just by brushing. You don't need chemicals or supplements. I could make my hair look like I put an S-curl in it today if I just brushed for like 4 hours straight. Yeah, that's what happened. That's why the S-curl kits still sell. They chemically alter your hair so that it takes away the hard work of brushing for that type of texture that the kit or chemical would give your hair. But you can still achieve that look with just brush, and you'll have healthier hair and a healthier scalp. So you won't have that little crown problem and stuff like that. You probably won't be running into problems like that because your hair is healthy, your scalp is healthy. You don't put nothing in it. And that's what you want. Don't believe the hype of, other wavers claiming a product or being behind a product. They're probably not even using the product. They're just putting their name behind it. Trust me. Okay. So everything is, shining up. That's what you want. See? Everything is shining up good. That's what you want. Now, you don't have to do a long session. What you have to do is that you have to keep the do-rag on for a while. So our last step, last but not least, our last step is the bag. And what is so important about this bag trick for silky waves? Well, what this bag will do is that it'll magnate our frizzy hairs. Okay, but to give it that silky HD look, what I want you guys to do is that I want you to get some of that cocoa butter or whatever you're going to use, olive oil. You can use natural olive oil. It doesn't matter. Just get something that's naturally liquid, okay? Right now, I got some melted in this little sprayer right here. I'm going to spray the bag. Just want to give a couple of sprays. Put the bag together. Start with the crown just like you would brushing or combing. Same strokes, same pattern. Same stroke, same pattern. Same stroke, same pattern. Couple more squirts. Go around the crown. Same strokes, same pattern. And see what the bag is doing. The bag is doing what grease does. It's laying the hair down. Y'all see that? From when I first showed you, from the beginning of the video to now, It looks like I done put something in my head, huh? Looks like it, huh? But it's not. It's just naturally laid. See? Not grease, laid. Okay, we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Same thing. Just a couple of sprays. You know? A couple of sprays. Start with the crown. Same pattern. Same flow. Same pattern. Same flow. Now, this is really, it's not that hard. This is just that if you stay consistent doing this, you'll get true results like you're using product. And that's what you want. You want your hair to look like you're using product when you're not. That's how you know you're in the right direction of having healthy hair, healthy scalp. When it looks like you use something in your hair, but you really don't. That's when you know. Kind of want to be careful around the crown, whichever direction that you're going for. If you're me, I'm in the swirl game, so I'm going for a crown that's kind of turning into like a tsunami, a tornado. So when you get to your crown, you just want to use your fingers and twist around it just like that. Okay? Okay, just like with everything. If you do it right the first time, you won't have to keep on doing it. So don't try to rush this right quick before going to work and no, that's not going to work. Make sure you use this just like you would a brush. Just because there's no bristles on it doesn't mean that it doesn't affect your pattern, because it does. It does. This will really either make you or break you, really. This also identifies weak spots because it lays your hair down like a do-rag does while your hair is still visible. So you can visibly look at some parts of your head that aren't as wavy as others, and you can backtrack, count that in your mind so that you know next time you need to stay on that area a little bit more. Okay, once you got everything, once you got it all set and around, once everything is set good, it doesn't take long. It takes about a good 8-10 minutes, 15 at the most. As you see now, everything is glistening. Everything is kind of shining a little bit, but the only difference between their shine and my shine is that my shine is natural. Even by using this stuff, still natural. You can cook with this. So the shine is natural, which means that when you take the do-rag off, it's going to naturally shine and not really go away. It's not. You can get the same shine. You can get a shine with a grease or a pomade, but it'll start to shimmer away. It will, because it's not natural. Your pores are not going to soak that stuff in. Our pores are going to soak this oil in. And it's going to lead to a healthier scalp and healthier hair that shines. Why would you want your hair to grow not shining when you can have your hair growing from the scalp shining already? That's the difference. You always want a healthy hair to be shining naturally. That's what you want. So you want your scalp to be naturally healthy as possible. Okay. Now, we took that's about 30 minutes right there. See, 30 minutes with the comb, brush, and grease, and you are ready to do-rag up. Now I'm going to go with an old school one for y'all. This is probably one of the most used wave caps. Silk. Try to go with silk. Okay. What you want to do is that you want to put this on top. Then you need to get like some type of stocking cap. You don't really have to have one, but it helps out to have one. This is going to help. This helps lay it down more. So you want to put your silk that's going to touch the hair. You want to put silk on silk. So if you want silky waves, get you a silky wave cap. Put silk on silk. Okay. Next thing, you're going to put a stocking cap or any type of cap that you might have. Put that over the silky wave cap that's going to be physically touching our hair. I'm going to put that all the way down. Sometimes I like wrapping up the ears because it'll make sure that your crowns and sides stay connected. So if you're having problems laying your hair down on the sides, I recommend doing this for a good week or two and then going back to wearing it the normal way, because this will truly help hold the hair in place down towards the ears. You want to pull back on the scalp just a tad. You want to make sure it stays good and tight. Like you're getting ready to do a wash and go. Everything is nice and tight. Okay. Now we're going to leave this on. We're going to leave this on a little bit longer than you would, a wash and go type wave cap. After you wash your hair and put some conditioner on it and take it off, your hair is dry. With this style of getting HD waves, you need to make sure that your hair stays capped for, I'm going to say, at least 4 hours. So there's no need to remove this or anything for at least 4 hours. But after you do, I guarantee you a naturally healthy, shiny, silky waves. Well, thanks for watching. I know this one was kind of long, but I really wanted to demonstrate what Walker does, since I'm getting a lot of these questions in my DM, and I'm not getting no females in my DM, but y'all keep asking me the same questions. So, I'm just trying to show y'all what Walker does, what Walker did, and this is what Walker do. So if you're following me up on my IG, Walker's Waves, I appreciate that. Make sure to like and comments up on the pics. Never know, I might follow you back. Make sure to like and subscribe if this helped you out. And if it did help you out, please send some pics to my IG. I might give you a shout out if I see you putting in good work. And y'all make sure to keep it wavy, keep the brush moving, and you can do it. Walker's Way.